San Diego was good to the A's to start the road trip. A dramatic come-from-behind win on Tuesday catapulted the Athletics to a pounding of the Padres on Wednesday, and it all led to a two-game interleague sweep. The A's now make their way to Chicago and send Sean Manaea to the hill. Manaea is coming off a strong start versus the Angels last Sunday, and he will get the ball in Game 1 of the doubleheader from the South Side. A's and White Sox coming up next. Well, it was a rain out yesterday, a doubleheader today. We're in the south side of Chicago at Guaranteed Rate Field, home of the White Sox. It's the Oakland A's and the Chicago White Sox coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. And for the A's, it will be the big left-hander, Sean Manaea, looking for his 7th win of the year. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Doubleheader today, so we're going to be with you for a long, long time, and we hope it's a good day for the Athletics. A's are playing well. They've won 4 in a row, and Ray, during that 4-game winning streak, the A's have hit 11 home runs, and they did a lot of damage in San Diego.
Boy, it was huge in the first game of the series. It took Piscotty in the 9th inning with a count of 2-2 with 2 outs. He got a fastball. He did not miss it. That tied the game. That was a big home run. Jed Lowry's just as big in the next inning, a 2-run shot to help the A's win that opener of the series. The biggest home run in a 5-home-run barrage on the next day was the 3-run home run by Franklin Barreto. That got the A's on the board, and then back-to-back, as it happened twice in the game. That's not happened that often. I think 1997, the last time it happened. Back-to-back innings, back-to-back home runs, but the boys did it on Wednesday, and it was just a lot of fun to watch the ball leave the park. The A's won those 2 games as they come into Chicago, but the home runs have continued. 21 consecutive games on the road. A's are trying to do it again today.
Sean Manaea will make his 16th start of the year this afternoon, and great April, bad May, and he's pitching pretty good in the month of June.
I think the biggest thing for a young pitcher, pitch a no-hitter like he did in the month of April, go through all of the hype and then have a struggle in the month of May, but he's pitched outstanding baseball in the month of June. He's got Jonathan Lucroy catching him again, which is a big plus for him. Let's see how he does in the first game.
All right, so Sean Manaea in Game 1. The A's will send the right-hander Chris Bassett to the mound in Game 2 of the doubleheader from the south side of Chicago. Up next, we will check in with the guys in the A's pregame live studios, and then back here to Chicago for first pitch, Game 1 of the doubleheader.
by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares. No hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
And welcome back to Guaranteed Rate Field here in Chicago as the White Sox have taken the field for the first of a doubleheader. The A's and the Sox. The rain has left, and we're going to be just fine for both these games. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It's a nice night or a nice afternoon. 61 degrees, a little breezy as it usually is here in Chicago. And we got Mania Mania. Sean Mania pitching the first game of this doubleheader for the A's, and he has it's like a fun group sitting well up behind the A's dugout, and hopefully they'll have plenty to cheer about. Let's take a look at the Athletics lineup for game one. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Dustin Fowler will play center field. Marcus Semion's at short. Jed Lowry's at third. Then it's Chris Davis, Matt Olson, Mark Canha, Stephen Piscotty, Jonathan Lucroy, and at second base is Franklin Barreto.
And it would be James Shields. The last time he faced the Athletics was out of the bullpen in the 14-inning game on the 18th of April and picked up a loss, going 2/3 of an inning as he volunteered to pitch that game as they were running out of pitchers. But he has not been what the White Sox had hoped since they acquired it from the San Diego Padres. His record is 2-8. Of course, one of those coming out of the bullpen, but he's given a lot of home runs to the Athletics in the 3 starts that he's made since returning to the American League.
Here's the defense for the Chicago White Sox. A couple of guys off the disabled list. Garcia in left, Garcia in right. They're both back from the disabled list. Engels in center. Then it's Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, and Abreu on the infield with Kevin Smith doing the catching. So we're set for baseball from Chicago. It's a gathering right now. Very small crowd, obviously. And game 2 of this doubleheader, Ray, will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1.
And that is because it's not a split doubleheader. You cannot designate the time for the start of the second game. So if this game, well, we'll see what happens. If it starts at 3:10 local time, the second game's scheduled at 7:10 local time for the regular schedule game.
Umpires today, Jim Wolf will call balls and strikes. Then it's DJ Rayburn, Ryan Blackney, and Sam Holbrook, who is the crew chief, and that is Sam. He's down at third.
But don't yell too loudly because it is quiet here on the south side. So you can hear James Shields grunt. Did you hear that?
So there's the gathering.
Yeah, it's friends and family only. I'm glad Dallaire showed the Mania family because I hope they stick around for the second game. Good people to come over and watch their favorite son pitch.
That one right in there. So it's 2-1 to Dustin Fowler.
And Kai, for Dustin Fowler, his first time back to the park where he got hurt. And of course, he is playing in center field versus right field when he played for the Yankees last summer. But he is happy to come back here and happy to be in center field.
So 2-2 to Fowler. Yeah, Dustin Fowler may have taken a glance down that right field line and had a couple harsh words for the fence down there.
Well, and he's going to run straight to center field. He's not even going to think about taking a detour.
So Fowler chases a pitch that was out of the strike zone, and that's how this doubleheader gets started. So 1 away here in the first inning.
And Kai, as we talked about a doubleheader being played, is this pitch, it's a good changeup that this young man throws. Shields has always had an outstanding changeup. And you see the grip, he just kind of grabs the ball with all of his fingers like a palm ball, and the ball floats away. But because there's so few position players, guys are going to have a long day. We're going to play both games. And it's going to be long in a sense that you hope to get some hits.
So Shields uses them all. He's always used them all.
Yes, he has.
And he's always had that very good changeup. Maybe not quite the pitch it was when he was really one of the best starters in the American League when he was with the Rays and a couple years in Kansas City.
You know, the differential is important for him with his fastball and changeup, and that's probably the one thing that has hurt him the most.
Pitchcast today brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. 1-2 the count to Marcus Semien.
You know, when Nolan Ryan would grunt, you were afraid.
And he had a little bit coming at you.
Yeah.
So Yolmer Sanchez throws out Marcus Semien, and that's out number 2. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. So 2 outs, and here's Lowry. Sean Manaea, he's ready to roll. First pitch to Jed Lowry. Remember, James Shields has made 1 relief appearance this year, and it was against the A's. Remember, it was that 14-inning game that the A's won at the Coliseum, and Shields came in to pitch the 14th inning. And he got a couple of outs, but the A's won the game, and he took the loss. But he's going to have a good first inning here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning, and here comes Manaea Mania. One of those t-shirts. It's got the date of Sean Manaea's no-hitter on it. All right, let's check out the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Anderson, Garcia, Abreu having a terrific season. Davidson, Smith, Garcia, Moncada, Sanchez, and Adam Engel. That's the White Sox starting lineup.
And I think the best description for Sean Manaea, he's had a very good month of June after a very good month of April. Not so much in May. June has been good, and he's had the consistency of the catcher behind the plate in Jonathan Lucroy, especially when he's had success.
Facing Tim Anderson, the young shortstop, and that one's hit well to right center. Fowler's going back. Fowler still going back. Fowler at the wall, and he caught it. So that ball got up, it just kept going, but Fowler was able to hustle back and make a nice play right near the wall.
Isn't it appropriate that for Dustin Fowler, the last time he went for a ball, he banged into the right field wall, and this time he comes close to banging into the right center field wall. So the walls in Chicago seem to find Dustin Fowler. This time, though, a good play. Sean Manaea, that little whew, thank you. Nice play, but glad it didn't go out. But Dustin Fowler, a good play from his standpoint, considering if he is looking over towards the right field. I walked down there, I saw all pads.
Yeah, I think they're all pads now.
Yes.
Here's Avisail Garcia. The White Sox are thrilled to get him back from the disabled list. Just activated today at a bad hamstring injury. In fact, he was placed on the disabled list the 24th of April. So that's almost 2 months. And this is a very good young hitter that the White Sox desperately need. So he is back. Avisail Garcia. He played in just 18 games before getting injured, but now he's back. Up and away, not close. So 1-2 the count.
Now for Sean Manaea's debut on the April the 29th of 2016, he has yet to face the Chicago White Sox. Maybe that's why Manaea Mania has never occurred in Chicago, because he's never faced the White Sox before.
The only American League team he has not faced. Up the middle, and Big Sean Manai reaches up and grabs it. Underhand to first.
That's where the height might have helped him.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The A's defense today has Mark Canha in left field, Dustin Fowler in center, Stephen Piscotty in right, Lowry, Simeon, Barreto, and Olson third to first, with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching.
With Avisail Garcia coming off the disabled, as you think about Miguel Cabrera, the A's will not see starting Monday in the 4-game series in Detroit. But Garcia, many said, would be the mini Miggy whenever they were playing together in Detroit. But good to see Garcia back. White Sox have to be happy, but Tigers disappointed that Miguel Cabrera is on the disabled list out for the season.
0-1 to Jose Abreu. Foul off the facing of the sweet level. So 0-2 to the big first baseman, 281, 11 homers, 42 RBIs. Got 27 doubles. Second most in the American League. Right there, strike 3 call. Abreu knew it. So both pitchers with good first innings, and we're headed to the second in Chicago. No score. Both pitchers with 3 up, 3 down first innings, so it'll be Davis, Olson, and Canha against James Shields. Shields had a strikeout in the first and a couple of ground ball outs. First pitch is a bit outside to Chris Davis. Davis at 235 with 20 homers, 49 RBIs. 0 for 4 in San Diego. He played on Tuesday night. Did not play on Wednesday afternoon. In fact, he was a little under the weather on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. He was a little under the weather. Good day not to play. Day game after night game. Did not anticipate yesterday being an off day, though.
Missed again, 3-0, just a touch high. Notice the difference with Shields. We talked about it actually when he came in relief, that he's dropped his arm angle quite a bit, and it's probably helped him a little bit. He was usually right over the top, and now he's 3/4. And listen, he's trying to, I don't want to say completely reinvent himself, but make some changes to prolong his career.
It's good point on a veteran pitcher, trying to change and not stay the same thing. This is what he's doing right now. And to Kai's point, you change a little bit as you get older, and he's pitched a lot of innings. When he was With the Kansas City, talked about 5 starters pitching 200 innings. He's been pretty consistent along those lines whenever he has been on the mound. Been pretty durable.
One bounce to short. Anderson charges. Anderson fires across, wide throw, but Abreu tags Chris Davis one away. All right, that gets us to our Coors Light refreshing finish. Remember this, June 24th of last year? Man, that was fun. Matt Olson, Jacob Brugman, and Franklin Barreto all hit their first Major League home runs in the same game. And it was against Shields. That was quite an afternoon. Matt Olson actually hit a couple of home runs in that game. And
that's the
big
best
crowd
part.
here, and it was a fun day.
Well, it was the retiring of one Mark Burley. Is retired number 56, and Barreto and the A's, all the rookies. And let's not forget also that Daniel Gossett is on the disabled list, won his first major league win for Mr. Gossett, and look forward to having him come back. But it was a great day home run wise for the youngsters.
Matt Olson would go on to have a very fine rookie season. He hit 24 home runs in 59 games last year, and so far this year he's got 15 home runs.
But he also had the game-winning hit against James Shields back in April.
That's right. That one hit hard under the glove of Moncada. And we'll see what the ruling is.
E4.
So it's going to be an E4. Moncada tried to do a little Robinson Cano. The only difference is Moncada's not Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
You know what? He's got to make that play.
Well, he's got to get his body in front of it. Remember, playing in the outfield grass, you can't take it to the side. And, you know, Olson runs well, but if you get your body in front of it, and Rick Renteria, the manager of the White Sox, of course, he's been ejected a few times, but one of the things that he's talked about is kind of the lackadaisical play of
that's right.
the young man at second base. And those plays have to be made. That's a big play that was not made.
55 errors, second most in the American League now. Yeah, and you know what, Ray? It's not just Moncada, it's the shortstop Anderson as well. Two very talented young players who I think when it's all said and done are going to be really, really good players. But that's what you see from these two guys sometimes. And probably a little frustrating, but they will have to learn that every ground ball, you have to play it like it's the 27th out.
Exactly.
You know, I mean.
Well, and when you take a ball to the side, and again, granted, and we've seen a lot of infielders now take ground balls on the outfield grass because it goes from the grass to the dirt to the grass. Normally it goes from grass to dirt. But in this case, when Moncada was in the outfield, and with his strong arm, if he gets his body in front of it, and let's say he does knock it down, he still has a chance to throw out Olson.
1-1 to Canna. A little bit inside, 2-1.
And what it does do, it puts James Shields out of the stretch. After 5 batters, actually, you know, he's pitching out of the windup now, pitches out of the stretch, and who knows what can happen. Got the shift. 3 guys over shift on the left side of the infield.
Canna at 250 with 9 home runs. Missed again, now 3-1. Canna with 25 RBIs, and Stephen Piscotty waiting in the on-deck circle. Outfield shifted a little bit toward left center as well. That's Adam Engel, who has shifted over the center fielder. Canna takes outside. He walked him. So an error and a walk.
And unfortunately, with not many people in the stands and the acoustics being the way they are, you can hear a frustrated pitcher just scream.
Microphones are working well. That's important.
But, you know, that who knows, as Don Cooper, the great pitching coach for the White Sox, looks on, but who knows whether that sound was because of him walking Ken on 5 pitches, or the fact that he's pitching out of the stretch instead of out of the windup if his second baseman makes the play. You know, they don't want to show up anybody, but bottom line, it's a different game now for Shields, and Piscotty wants to keep the line moving.
First pitch to Piscotty. That one catches the outside corner first strike. Piscotty at 243. He's got 5 homers and he's got 30 RBIs. He's got 15 doubles. On base percentage of .310. Slugging percentage of .376 for Piscotty. Monster home run on Tuesday night. It'd be tough to hit a bigger home run than what he hit on Tuesday night. Grounded into the hole, base hit left field. Garcia charges, and they're going to hold Olson, and the A's have the bases loaded and 1 out.
Well, if you don't like loud sounds, you better hold your fingers in your ears, because Piscotty hit a 2-2 fastball and right down the middle. It was crushed, and no doubter. Second deck at Petco Park. And unbelievable shot. You know, sometimes home runs are hit, and there are other home runs that are hit at really important times, and that was big. That was 2-2, 2 outs, 9th inning, 2-1 deficit for the Athletics. One swing of the bat, Piscotty made it a tie game. Jed Lowry hit a 2-run home run in the 10th, and the A's were victorious the first game of the series, and hit 5 more home runs on Wednesday at Petco Park.
So here's Lucroy. First pitch, strike to Jonathan Lucroy in the outside corner. Lucroy at 254, homer, 19 RBIs. Big story for Lucroy this year. He's hitting .357 with runners in scoring position. A good man to have up, with Olson at third, Canna at second, Piscotty at first. And now it's 0-2.
Last time he had the bases loaded, Sunday, Father's Day, when he hit the walk-off base of the ball in right center against the Angels. That's some pretty good numbers right there for runners in scoring position.
Lucroy with 12 doubles and a triple. Oh, 0-2. Shields kicks and delivers just a bit high.
Well, as we're talking, 5 infielders employed by Mike Scioscia and the Angels, and Jonathan Lucroy, the question was, he going to go out? But it hit the base of the wall, and he said the park's too big. He'll take it, as the A's won the series against the Angels over the weekend.
One-two pitch inside. So the count even at 2-2. All this started with a 1-out error by the second baseman, Yohan Moncada.
Kai, I can only think of one pitcher who really grunted the way this guy does. That's Nolan. I can't remember a lot of pitchers who do that. I mean, usually tennis players do it.
Yeah.
On every back and forth.
And now it's 3-2. So Shields has to throw a strike here. So Lucroy steps back in. 3-2, 1-out, bases loaded here in the second inning. Shields delivers. It's foul back. It's Jonathan Lucroy. Not take a close pitch like that. It was right on the outside corner.
Well, the one thing we have noticed about Lucroy, seeing him play every day, is that he gets a couple of strikes. He's a tough out because he does not strike out a lot, and this is the time that for the runner at first base, Piscotty, especially with Abreu playing on the grass, is Rick Renteria, the manager, who was the Cubs manager before Joe Madden took over.
Another 3-2, popped up. Abreu over. Abreu near the seats, and it's just into the far end of the A's dugout down by the camera well.
And sometimes it's best when you're playing on the road instead of at your home park, where there's a lot more foul territory.
So 34 pitches in the game, 23 this inning for James Shields. Center field. Engel backs up plenty deep for Olson. Olson, the runner at third, tags. He will come in to score. Canna's going to hustle to third, and Canna beats the throws. It is not fielded cleanly by Sanchez. Lucroy with a good at bat. He gets the sacrifice fly to give the A's an early 1-0 lead.
Well, it's so important for Matt Olson. There was not going to be a play at the plate, but he has to hustle, which he does, because the throw was going to third base. And the tag by Olson, run hard, because coming to third base was Canna. You do not want him to be out before he crossed the plate. Unfortunately, for Sanchez could not handle the throw from Engel, but good hustle by Canada to get to third base, but man, the run at third really has to bust it, and Olsen did.
So here's Franklin Barreto. Barreto hitting in the 9th spot. With that long home run on Wednesday in San Diego. As a matter of fact, Ray, I was not working, not televising, but I was in the booth just kind of doing some work, had my head down, and I heard the crack of the bat.
That's right, you knew it.
And I was like, oh my.
Yeah. And that went over.
I don't know where it's going, but that sounded good.
It sounded great. It did better. And as mentioned in our open, a 3-run home run. When you're scoreless and you do this, Franklin Barreto, this pitch a little bit away, you got to extend the arms. And yes, listen, because that sounded like a home run. It went over both bullpens in left center field. The A's bullpen above the Padres at Petco Park. But it was hit hard and long and far. And a 3-0 game at the time. And then Fegley backed him, and back-to-back innings, back-to-back home runs.
One more pitch, nice play by Kevin Smith. The catcher saved a run.
Well, we always talk about blocking. Sometimes you have to do this. You reach, become an infielder, and try to back in, which he does perfectly. If he had moved his body in front of the ball, he would never have blocked it. And it had been a wild pitch, the A's would have had a run. So credit Smith at this point for saving a run.
So 2-1 to Barreto. Canna at third, Piscotti at first. Ball is hit foul. Upper deck. That ball's going to sit up there by itself for a while. Maybe till tomorrow night.
Till tonight's game, maybe the second game, maybe, or an usher. Yeah, there's not many.
Yeah. See, if that shot right there, you and I could both go back maybe 40 years, and it could be Cleveland's Municipal Stadium for any Friday night game.
Well, we might have sent A's president Dave Campbell up there putting the seats down and say, "Go Tribe."
Go Tribe. That's right. Dave was there somewhere.
Yes, he was. As a young man until he got run out of the stadium. But the ushers who saw him up there.
Yeah, you know, Dave had a couple spots to sneak in Municipal Stadium. He may not want to tell us where those spots were, but there was a few, I'm sure.
Municipal Stadium, Kai, it was amazing when the Browns started to play. Then all those spiders that were up in the upper deck had to find a new home because there were so many people up there.
They were having a good summer.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for them at the Jake Mistake by the Lake. Not the Jake. Jacobs Field is a good place.
Runner goes, 2-2 pitch is hit high to left field. Lurie Garcia's back, and that baby's gone. Franklin Barreto, a 3-run homer, and the A's lead 4-0.
22 consecutive games for the Athletics. James Shields in 3 starts against the A's has given up 9, make it 10 now in his 4th start. Franklin Barreto, 22nd consecutive game, and James Shields with a little cutter at 82, grunt and all. Barreto's grunt was just a little bit more. 3-run shot following his 3-run home run in San Diego, and just like that, the A's with 4 unearned runs in the center.
There you go.
4 unearned runs because of 1 misplay. And it helps James Shields, but it doesn't help the White Sox. But Barreto, did Olsen pick him up? Fender did.
1-1 now to Dustin Fowler.
James Shields, 339 home runs. Wow.
He can give up some home runs.
Yes, he can. But, you know, we always talk about, I think of 3 great major league pitchers, Robin Roberts, Bert Blyleven, and Catfish Hunter. All 3 in the Hall of Fame. All 3 gave up a lot of home runs, but you didn't see runners on base.
1-2 to Fowler.
But what the A's are doing in this game and have done in this inning is they got the door open and they've taken advantage of it. And just amazing that Rick Renteria was talking about his second baseman and not making the play. All right, here we go. There, that was reminiscent of a year ago. But they did it, and ever since he's been back, he's continued to do it. It's great to see the young man have success. And again, we have to give Jed Lowry a lot of credit to move to third base, because that allowed Franklin Barreto to go play consistently at second.
Anderson has it. His throw is wide. Abreu keeps his foot on the bag. So the inning comes to an end. A very costly error, and the A's do indeed take advantage. 3-run homer by Franklin Barreto. Bottom of the second coming up. It's 4-0 A's. Two-out, 3-run homer. And Sean Manaea with some early runs to work with. He'll face Davidson, Smith, and Lurie Garcia. Matt Davidson, big, powerful, designated hitter. Davidson at 231. He's got 13 homers, 32 RBIs.
Okay, you said it best. This is a young team, growing pains, if you will, with things that are happening. But doesn't mean that they can't beat you, because they haven't won 24 games this year, so they've beaten somebody 24 times. And you have to play them just like you're playing the New York Yankees, who are one of a couple of teams to win 50 games, as they did yesterday. And just play every game like it is the World Series.
There's a strike. White Sox 24-49. They've lost 7 in a row, so it has been a struggle right now for the White Sox. During that 7-game losing streak, they've been outscored 43-16, and that does not include the runs today. They're 12-24 at home.
But a 3-game series in Oakland, it was 8-1, 10-2, 13-12, or 12-11. And the A's on the Wednesday, the final game of the series, were down early with Moncada hitting the grand slam.
3-2 now to Davidson. White Sox 13th in the league in total runs scored. They're 11th in home runs. And a swing and a miss. Davidson with good power, but he strikes out a lot, and Manaea gets in there.
Have a 4-run lead, challenge somebody 3-2, and that's what Sean does on the 3-2.
Threw it by him.
And you know, as a hitter, you should be expecting a fastball 3-2 if you're trailing 4-0.
Kevin Smith, the catcher for the White Sox. Pitch usage for Sean Manaea. Loves the changeup. And when it's working, and it usually is, it's a great pitch. Kind of fades away from the right-handed hitters.
Well, the best thing he can do and has done when he's had success, and that's when he just looks into his catcher and gets a sign and throws it.
Good numbers for Smith in limited duty. 15 hits and 38 at bats. And he's got a base hit, shoots it to right field.
Remember, Dustin Garneau was let go by the A's to sign with the White Sox when Wellington Castillo was placed on the suspended list, as they were looking for catchers. And Smith with the inside-out swing, good fastball inside location, but Smith doing a good job going to the opposite field.
So that's the first hit for the Sox. Here's Leury Garcia. Garcia just back from the disabled list. He had a left knee injury, and he went on the disabled list the 24th of May, so he's back. A good extra outfielder for the White Sox. He's a switch hitter. The White Sox lineup, starting with Garcia here, has 3 consecutive switch hitters, Moncada and Yolmer Sanchez, after Garcia. This one tap foul. One thing the White Sox do well offensively is they steal bases. They have the most steals in the American League, so that's something to keep an eye on this weekend. They have 56 stolen bases. May not be the time to do it right now, but
Anderson on top of the list, of course, and we saw Anderson in Oakland, and he got the game tying hit. Stowe second got into scoring position, did not score, fortunate for the A's, as they won in 14 innings.
Yohan Moncada waiting in the on-deck circle. There's a line drive right center field, and that's a base hit. Well, Leury Garcia, his first at bat, coming back from the disabled list, and he has a single.
You get 2 strikes on a hitter, you want to put him away. Sean could not. 1-1 on Smith, 1-2 on Garcia. Missed location, want to go inside, and just did not finish the pitch inside. See where Lucroy had set up on the inner part of the plate. And the pitch kind of drifted outside a little bit.
So 2 on 1 out. Here's Moncada, trying to make up for his costly error in the top half of this inning. 9 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's got 14 doubles. He's got a couple of triples, and that one is drilled toward Fowler in center. Fowler gets back. He's got it. Smith bluffs tagging. So Moncada went after the first pitch, hit it pretty well, but it's an out. Here's Yolmer Sanchez.
Okay, when Moncada hit the grand slam against Andrew Triggs at the Coliseum, the second game or second inning of the final game of the series. Thought at that point, there's that long shot hit hard by Moncada, but the A's did come back and give a no decision to Andrew Triggs.
So here's Yolmer Sanchez, 256 with 4 home runs. Sanchez has become a pretty good player for the White Sox. He's got 11 doubles. He's got 8 triples. He leads all of baseball with 8 triples. Steal a bag. He's got 6 steals. Yolmer Sanchez, switch hitter. Had a chance to play regularly last year for the first time and responded with 12 home runs, 59 RBIs.
Okay, there's a pitch. Fastball 2-0, center cut. I'm really surprised at times why hitters just don't load up and say, I'm going to get a fastball and let it go. And you see a lot of times they'll take it, and granted they may get a better pitch, but I don't know that anything's better than a 2-0 when you're trailing by 4, a couple runners on base to let it go. And the ball gets in on his fist.
Yep. So 2-2 the count. Smith at second, Garcia at first. Second inning here in Chicago. Manaea gets the sign, gets the one he wants from Lucroy. Swing and a miss, struck him out. A high fastball at 93 miles an hour. So the White Sox threaten, but do not score. 4-0 A's after 2.
Participants that purchase a special ticket for this event receive a A's co-branded patriotic cap, and it's a beauty. Or if you bring out a group of 15, you get this hat for free as a special bonus. Stay after the game for post-game fireworks and watch from the field. Visit athletics.com/military for more details. Kite, we have to get one of those.
Sure.
Got to have one of those.
One hopper toward Yomer Sanchez. Hit hard, but Marcus Simeon is retired. And we want to say good luck to this young man on the right, Jeff Ham. He is in the broadcast booth in the big leagues today for the first time. He's the Nashville Sounds play-by-play announcer. Vince Cotroneo is in Florida. And Vince and a memorial for his brother who passed away a little while back. So we're ready to have Winnie get back, but we want to wish Jeff Ham good luck. That was his first hitter.
This is first
Takes over in the top of the
one
third.
pitch.
This is a big inning for Jeff Ham, and we hope he enjoys his day. He's got a doubleheader to call with Ken Korak.
I saw Ken looking at the monitor and seeing that they were on. Yeah, so everything's good.
Yep, we're talking about Jeff Ham.
Yeah, so congratulations, Jeff. That is good.
I met Jeff today. He's a very nice young man. He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
So not only is he getting to do a big league game, but he's doing it in his hometown of Chicago.
Yeah,
as we talked about, right? He'll get on the plane tomorrow morning, and he'll be doing a Nashville Sounds game tomorrow night. Gamer.
And he'll look out at this crowd and say, they all came out to listen to me.
Although the Nashville Sounds crowd will be a lot bigger than this one.
Well, at least for the first game. Maybe nightcap will be a little different because this was added on due to the rain out last night.
2-1 to Lowry. Shallow right. That's Garcia coming in. And you see how Garcia, he's got it. But no question, a thrill for Jeff Ham.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all try not to ever take for granted what we get to do.
Yeah. You know what? The correct word in there was get to do. That's right. Very fortunate. And regardless of the crowd, Jeff has been down in Arizona in spring training on occasion. You know, Vince Cotroneo, whenever he does report from the farm, he'll have interviews done by various broadcasters. So Jeff has been on the radio. Fans have been able to listen. So Jeff gets a very quick 6-pitch inning.
Raining, and it rained a lot. And the forecast said it was going to rain a lot, and it did. But luckily it stopped about an hour before first pitch this afternoon, and we're going to be able to get both games of the doubleheader in, and it's supposed to be nice tomorrow and nice on Sunday. But there was a giant front coming through, and woke up yesterday morning, and man, was it raining. Marcus Simeon, a big hop behind the bag, throws, and they just get Adamingo one away.
Yeah, I was talking to Roger Bozzard, and that name is very familiar because his father and was uncles. See, Gene was here as Marcus Simeon, the former White Sox, reaches and makes a play. He's getting a chance to play consistently at short. But Gene was one of the three brothers, Marshall and Harold.
That's right.
And there were three brothers in Cleveland in the 40s, and his grandfather, Roger's grandfather, had the three boys, and the White Sox said, can we have one as a groundkeeper? So Gene came here. Harold and Marshall stayed in Cleveland, who your brother and I knew.
I remember the name.
They used to get on the phone and call Hopkins Airport. Hey, what's it look like out there with the rain? Because they're the ones that had the weather forecast.
Sure.
And they said, hey, it's going to start raining in a half hour. Now they use the Doppler.
Yeah.
And so Roger is here following his father. He's been here for 52 years, I think he said. And, you know, they looked at the Doppler. I said, how many times has the Doppler said it's going to rain and it hasn't? He said, probably more than I want to think about.
Yeah,
but yesterday and last night, it said 80 to 90%. And, you know, they had to call MLB to get approval to cancel the game, I guess. And, you know, they looked at it, and from what I understand, MLB approved.
Sure. Because they canceled the game very early.
Very early in the morning. And remember, at 2 o'clock, if they decide they're going to wait, at 2 o'clock, they have to open it or pay all the people who come out, whether they play or not. So it's, you know, there's a lot to be factored into it.
And it was kind of funny because, yeah, all the forecasts said it's going to rain and rain and rain.
Exactly.
But then actually, around 6:30 last night till about 9:45, it really did not rain hardly at all. And the game probably could have been played, but in fairness to the White Sox, the forecast was bad.
The forecast said it. And, you know, we've been in New York, we've been in Detroit when the Doppler has said it's going to rain, and they postponed, or not postponed, but sometimes delayed the game because they didn't want to burn a pitcher. But, you know, a lot of factors. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I woke up yesterday, I couldn't see out the window.
No.
It was the cloud cover was so low. And back in 2003, there was a game played here, A's and White Sox, that the A's won a game because of the clouds and the fog in right field. Maglio Ordonez could not catch a fly ball. I couldn't see it. And the A's scored 2 runs. They scored 2 a little bit later. Boulder and Burley, an iron 54-minute game, which is not a shock. But, you know, fortunately, it's not that bad now. It looked initially, but yesterday, it said the high buildings in downtown Chicago, you couldn't see it.
Nope. So 1-2 the count.
62. Yeah, when you let the bat go like that, you feel it. Sayel Garcia.
Hit it off the end maybe a little bit, or sometimes you tweak your wrist a little bit.
Yeah.
Garcia grounded back to Manaya in the first inning. And he got him swinging. 92 miles an hour, a little elevated, so a very good inning for Sean Manaya. state of youth sports in America. Now, before they were major leaguers, players like this young man were simply kids being kids, playing all sorts of sports. That's the key there, Ray, playing all sorts of sports.
Yep.
Who was that? We'll reveal his identity just a little bit later on in this inning. Who was that? Right-handed swinger.
It's a mere child. And I know on Wednesday, I was taking a look at the picture. Put a name under the picture. Who am I?
Who do you think?
How old is this kid? How old is he? 10, 11, 12, 13?
2-0 to Matt Olson. And that's a strike on the outside corner.
He's not playing the first game of this doubleheader.
There you go. Well, now you've really narrowed it down.
Well, if you look at
because it's not Matt Joyce, because Matt Joyce is a left-handed hitter.
That's
well,
right.
Now we're really narrowing it down. Driven toward Engel in right center, but he's playing over that way. So who is it?
The guy can play all over the field.
It's not a versatile one.
Not surprising that he plays a lot of different sports too. Who is he? He is Chad Pinder. And he looks like Chad Pinder right now. He looks strong.
Well, that is indeed. He's super utility man, Chad Pinder. Watch Fair Play Youth Sports in America, brought to you by Geico on June 29th after A's postgame live. Fair Play Youth Sports in America. And really, it's all about the positive results you get from youth sports. Couldn't agree more.
I know on Wednesday you probably picked up the San Diego paper and you saw the article with Tommy John's son, Dr. John, who talked exactly about that right there. So I'm glad you talked about it. I'm glad that article, because it talked about, you know, not kind of try to pigeonhole yourself into one sport.
Play them all.
Play them all, because they all really help each other. And, you know, if you do that and God forbid something happens, you don't make it, you know, you've kind of limited yourself in what you can do if you want to become a professional athlete.
And listen, if you're a let's use baseball as an example. If you're a good baseball player, you'll be a good baseball player whether you play year round or whether you play all different sports. And then when it's time to play baseball, play baseball.
Yeah. Because to me, and granted soccer now is a major sport in U.S., but I played basketball or football, basketball, and baseball. And I remember someone told me in my high school, says, you know, you have to be careful on how you play baseball because, you know, the pros don't want to see you knocking somebody over at home plate. I went, oh, really? As it turned out, a few years later, I found out it is a contact sport.
Well,
you know, but I mean, in reality, the agility playing basketball, you know, the contact sports and football. I mean, there's a lot of things that can help you play whatever sport it is. So for those who have aspirations of saying, I want to be a Major League Baseball player, you know, you play them all and you're ready to go with that. But good breaking ball this time. That's what he's trying to throw to perhaps Barreto when he hung one and hit a home run. That wasn't a swing either.
So 2 outs for Stephen Piscotty. Stephen Piscotty, somewhat legendary as a youth athlete in the Tri-Valley.
That's right.
Amador Valley High School.
Brandon Crawford wasn't too bad there either, was he?
I believe he went to Foothill, so they may have been rivals. A little bit outside, tight slider. Matt Joyce is back. He's off the disabled list, so that's good. Jake Smolinski sent to AAA. And Danny Coulombe, he's going to be the 26th player added for the second game of the doubleheader, which you can do now. So Matt Joyce is back, healthy, and
rare to go.
It's good veteran presence to have.
Well,
back in the lineup.
The skipper was concerned what time he would get here, but he also said that he would like to have him available game 2 to have a presence from the left-handed side in case, for example, I don't know who's not going to play, but let's say Jed Lowry doesn't. That's a left-handed bat that he'd like to have in the lineup. But if Jed doesn't play, then Matt could step in and play.
Piscotty had a base hit in the second inning, and then he scored on Barreto's home run. So a better inning for Shields. He strikes out a pair. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 4-0 A's lead.
Hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
4-0 the A's lead. Bottom of the fourth inning. The A's got all their runs in the second inning. A sacrifice fly by Lucroy and then a 3-run homer by Barreto. And all 4 runs, if I'm correct, Ray, are unearned, right?
Had been a ground ball out. The E4 was another out, and then a walk and a base hit, and the sac fly to 8 was an out, and it all happened as a result of the error. So you're exactly right.
First pitch to Abreu is inside.
Not that I'm an official scorer,
no,
but I mean just looking at it.
You're better at that than I am, though.
But I just know that sometimes, and you know, give A's credit for taking advantage of the mistake by the White Sox.
1-0 to Jose Abreu. The A's are 38-36. They're sitting on a 4-game winning streak. Now they have been 3 games over 500 twice this year, so they'll try to get to that after the first game. So if they have a good day, they could get to a season high 4 games over 500 if they were to win both games of the doubleheader. We're not trying to get ahead of ourselves. A's are 9-8 in the month of June, but they have a chance, I guess is what we're saying, to start to separate themselves from that 500 mark. And a good changeup. 2-1 changeup at 85 miles an hour, and Abreu missed it.
Well, as you said earlier, you're exactly right. It's a great pitch for Sean Manaea, one that Jonathan Lucroy likes to use. And maybe going back to it again.
So now full count with Davidson to follow and then Smith. 3 right-handed hitters against Manaea. The A's on the road 18-16 thanks to those 2 wins in San Diego. Lowry can't get it. Simeon does. His throw is low and Olsen digs it out. Nice play by the big first baseman. And you know, that's not an easy play for Marcus Semien because
that's right.
He may get blocked just a little bit by Lowry, and well, if you're blocked, you don't see the ball for a second.
That's exactly right. And Jed did his job trying to catch it, but just that little bit of running in front of him might have blocked him. He picked up the ball, but a perfect and a great scoop by the big man at first base. And Matt Olson can play some first.
Yeah, that is not a conventional scoop.
No, it's not. No. But Semien, because of the way the ball was hit and the speed of Abreu, even for a big man, ball deep in the hole and all those factored in, he had to get it and throw it. And it was all good on both ends because Marcus really deep in the hole. And ideally, out in front, the ball comes up. And Abreu with the long stride got the out.
0-2 to Sean Manaea, who's got a nice little groove going. 6 in a row retired by Manaea. Davidson struck out in his first at bat.
You know, 4 runs in an inning, which the A's scored in the second inning. I mean, that is great for a starting pitcher in Manaea's case, but also from James Shields' standpoint, he figures, oh, they're all unearned, and maybe I wouldn't have given them up, but maybe he could pitch differently and more relaxed because he is trailing by 4. I think it works on both sides. Advantageous, you'd prefer to be in a case of Manaea, who's leading the game 4-0.
Check swing, foul ball. Matt Davidson last year hit 26 home runs for the White Sox. Now they kind of put it all together, but he strikes out a lot. And even with those 26 home runs, still hit just .220 on the year. So really similar numbers to this year, where he's got 13 home runs, but a .231 batting average. 19 walks total last year. This year, 32 walks, so that's an improvement in his game. But he's got some swing and miss, and we've seen it twice now, and that is 6 strikeouts for Sean Manaea.
And that's a great slider. That's the back foot slider. Maybe not thrown as hard as what he wanted, but the fact that it had great movement down, it looked good until it got to about halfway in the box. And then it broke down out of the strike zone. Jonathan Lucroy, a little point with the ball saying, nice going, great pitch. You threw it exactly where I wanted it.
So here's Kevin Smith, who had a 1-out base hit in the second inning.
After Lucroy was saying, because I said, you got to catch both, and he said, no, and he said, I walked in the manager's office, and he said before I could say a word, he said, it's a doubleheader. You're catching the first game. You're not catching the second. Don't ask.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But it's nice that he even wanted to, because in today's world, it's something that's very rare that a catcher would ever catch a doubleheader. But he would, if anybody would, because he followed a young man by the name of Jason Kendall when they were in Milwaukee together. Kendall was his mentor.
Line but foul. Josh Fegley was a White Sox for a while, as was Marcus Semien.
That'd be a former battery, the White Sox, with Bassett and Fegley in the second game. And with Phil Pohl and Jeremy Dowdle, that shot, Josh Fegley on the bench, is special because he doesn't have to warm up pitchers.
No, Phil and Jeremy got it under control.
They've got it on. They protect each other out here early, warming up pitchers in their side sessions, throwing batting practice when there's batting practice on the field. They did a good job.
Driven to right, Piscotty hustling back. He's got it. Side retired. So that is 8 in a row retired by Sean Manaea. 4-0 A's after 4.
the Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Guaranteed rate field. It doesn't have quite the same ring of maybe Comiskey Park.
No, I always say formerly known as Comiskey. Yeah, you know, just something about Chicago on the south side. It is Comiskey.
Yep, I agree.
And
it was U.S. Cellular Field before that, but we just go against the rules, right? We call it Comiskey Park, even though Comiskey Park has been demolished for a long time. We just call it whatever we want.
Because it changes often, so maybe we can't remember what it's called.
This is the 27th year of this ballpark, so it's been here a long time. Comiskey Park was right across the street, and I mean right across the street.
It's a parking lot now, a parking garage lot, but Roger Bossert, I mentioned it before, the head groundskeeper, he took the dirt from that park and brought it here.
Did he really?
So this is the dirt that was at Old Comiskey Park, and he put it in a truck and brought it over here, and I mean 52 years, so he knows exactly what good dirt's about. But you know, he told me this morning, Kai, and I got goosebumps when he was saying it, and still get goosebumps, but he said there was a lady who called him, and it sounded like an elderly lady, and she said, you know, I heard you're moving the dirt from Old Comiskey to the new park. And he said, yes, ma'am, it's in the process. And she said, just want to let you know that my late husband's ashes were placed on the dirt of the old park. And so Roger said, well, he's here somewhere. Because it's there, but it's the old shower. But I mean, can you imagine the grounds crew saying, groundskeeper doing that? But Franklin Barreto, the hanger from Shields, and you heard what he said after the fact, and we can't repeat. But Franklin Barreto, back-to-back home runs in games. Yesterday, rain out, so Wednesday, a 3-run home run, get the A's on the board, and this 3-run shot with a big hug by Matt Olson put the A's up 4-0, and that was a big blow, especially with 2 outs.
Inside to Barreto. We showed you the shower, and you're like, what the heck is the shower? But there was a shower, that shower, over at Comiskey Park out in the outfield, and if it was a hot, scorching day, you could just go out there and shower yourself if you wanted to.
Harry Carey did it,
I mean, Harry Carey used to go out there. It was quite a scene next door, I tell you.
Yeah, I mean, Harry, the great broadcaster, and of course, long time with the Cubs, and they still pay tribute to the late Harry Carey with the 7th inning stretch. They have, actually, they just did it recently. They didn't have somebody singing, so they said, here's Harry, and they showed Harry in a video. Wow.
That one hooked down the left field line, but it's just foul.
But there was a player, and you both looked at their Jumbotron here. There was a gentleman looked like Bill Melton who played third base for many years here. And Harry used to say, it's so hot as Melton.
Yeah, that sounds like Harry.
Bill Melton. He does the pre and post for the White Sox.
Hit hard, but foul.
Another StatCast on a hanging provided by James Shields, but you provide your own power when you get a breaking ball. 105 off the bat, 41-degree launch angle, 367 over the bullpen. That's the White Sox bullpen down the left field. And I think when Albert Bell signed here, they moved the fences in because he said they're too deep. He signed a long-term contract.
This one hit very high to left field, and that one's deep. Garcia's going back, but this time he's going to have just enough room, and he makes the catch. Kind of the same trajectory as his home run, but his home run was significantly deeper.
And kind of a one-handed swing also by Barreto as he did in the first one. This was a hanging breaking ball, and see him release the top hand, and it almost carried out. So even though a damp day, not much wind if any, if anything blowing from left to right, almost had his first career 2-home run game.
So now to the top of the order, and Fowler, who has struck out and grounded out. Fowler beats the shift, hits it through into left center field. Lucroy's going to try for third. The throw to third is not in time, and then he dove past the bag and dove back to get it, and he's called safe again. The third baseman, Yolmer Sanchez, says, no, I got him.
Well, the aggressiveness by Lucroy and the feet first slide, he slid past the bag. He came up. No, he came up with a tag and thought he got him there, but he didn't apply or keep the tag on him. He thought he got him initially, and that's why.
Not quite sure of that slide. I don't know that that's a clinic slide, but
maybe it's one of those. Do I want to slide head first or feet first? I think I'll go feet first, and I think I'll cover the bag.
But what you generally do when you slide feet first is your feet are the first thing to touch the bag. If you slide feet first and your hand is the first thing to touch the bag, then you got yourself an interesting slide.
Good swing by Dustin Fowler. He's 0 for 2 at the first 2 innings, but you're right with the shift. He went against it and got a base hit to left center. And it's almost like a deke from Lucroy. He's going to stop at second, then continued and drew the third. The throw from the outfield.
Semien is grounded out twice. But you know, and we're not trying to pick on the White Sox, right? But the Moncada error, obviously very costly. But even that play right there, Yolmer Sanchez, if you just hold the tag, he's out. And then you have a runner at first and 2 outs. It's a mistake.
Well, and to your point, he thought he got him in the initial tag. You can't assume that.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You stay with the tag, and if you don't get him the first time, you get him the second time for sure, and it's not going to be an issue. You're right.
I mean, we're glad he did what he did, but it's just it's little things like that, and now it's already changed this inning.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Just hold the tag. It's what you have to do now with replay.
Yeah, because he thought he got it initially as Garcia threw the ball right there. Watch him. See, I got the ball, but if he stays, see, he's asking for them to challenge. He didn't get him the first time, but if he had stayed on, which infielders do that now, which is surprising that he didn't
do it, and you have to.
Yeah. And in that case, with the aggressiveness of the slide and the overslide, he would have been out.
Pitch down and away. 2-1 to Marcus Semien. So an RBI opportunity for Marcus.
Okay, when I see an infielder make that and Garcia put it up like check it, it reminds me of pitchers when they throw a pitch, they think they know where they want to throw it, but they don't throw it in that place, and they give up home runs. I made a good pitch. That ball was down the middle of the plate. What are you talking about? But you think in your mind where you want to throw it, but in reality, it's not where the ball is actually thrown.
But the thing too is, with instant replay,
yes,
if you did indeed get him, the replay will change the call.
Exactly.
So you don't need to do a sweep tag and show the ump your glove. None of that is necessary.
And he did all that, and they said, let's play ball. Because the video guy looked at it, and you're right. Because in watching the play, it did not look like he got it initially.
Fowler diving back. But we bring up mistakes because they're so important to the outcome of a game, and just hope that your team makes fewer mistakes than the other team.
Well, the A's have been on the wrong end sometimes of mistakes made, and just like against the Astros, a team that really takes advantage of a team's mistakes.
Yep. But that's the thing too. You compare it to the really, really, really good teams, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Full shift on for Semien. Moncada, the second baseman, playing right behind the bag. Fowler not running. That was way inside.
He was running on a hit and run, a ball that was fouled and almost hit Jed Lowry in the on-deck circle as he waits, but you'd have to figure Fowler's going to be on the move. Good speed, trying to stay out of 2. Semien usually makes contact, so a good combination for the A's to put the runner in motion.
Fowler's got a little lean going, and he's running. The ball's fouled back.
Semien has grounded twice to third base, and if he does it again with Fowler on the move, and you figure that at least if the runner at third, Lucroy gets a good enough jump. See, that's smart play right there. Looking back, this is not a straight steal. It's a hit and run or a run and hit, basically. And you have to look back with less than 2 outs to make sure when contact is made, you know where the ball is. And if it is a line drive or a fly ball, you can get back before you're doubled up. big lead.
And he goes. And the ball's popped up. Behind first, not an easy play, and Abreu makes the basket catch. He had dancing feet going on, but he made the catch, and he was probably the only one that was going to catch it.
And watch Fowler. I mean, here's a situation where the ball is in the air. He's got to get back, and he will hustle back. But to your point about Abreu, he reaches out and is back to the infield, and then just reaches out, and you're not an easy play. Nope.
So now 2 outs, and it's up to Lowry to get Jonathan Lucroy home. 4 runs on 3 hits for the Athletics. The White Sox, no runs on 2 hits. White Sox with the costly error. Thing Shields has done this year, and it has not been a great year, but he has given the White Sox innings, and there is something to that. He's over 100 innings now for the season, and that's not too bad. You got to have guys that can eat innings, man.
Well, it means he's healthy, and that's the key. You stay healthy, you can make your start every 5th day. Catcher goes out, and he's like a magnet. He brings everybody with him.
Sure. Well, if you're going to waste a mound visit, you might as well have everybody involved. It doesn't matter how many people are on the mound. Not great run support for Shields, so maybe pitching a little bit better than his numbers show.
There's the master, Don Cooper. Coop, in New York accent. He's
a little bit outside. Kind of a teaser from Shields. Lowry has grounded out and hit a fly ball to right field. That one lined into right field and a base hit. Lucroy will score. Fowler with that great speed hustles around to third, and the A's get a 2-out RBI hit from Jed Lowry to make it 5-0.
5 runs for the A's, all 5 coming with 2 outs, and that's what the great thing about baseball. It's a bunch of individuals making up a team. 84-mile-an-hour changeup, and Jed Lowry all over it, and kind of with a dive with no possibility to make the play. Fowler with his speed with 2 outs and going on contact. That's the biggest difference there.
So Lowry gets his 48th RBI of the year. Always an important note. What do you do with 2 outs in clutch situations? Well, Lowry has been really good at that. Best batting average with 2 outs. Lowry .342, and look at the guys in front of him. Trout, best player in baseball. Altuve, MVP. Machado, great. Gene the hit machine. He's hitting .346. And then Lowry. That's a good group right
That's
there.
great.
Who's going to play where, though? Yeah. Pretty good infielders right there.
Gene the hit machine. That's a good one.
He's a hit machine.
What was that thing you said in the open about nuts and boats? What is it?
If its and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas.
Whoa.
The great Brody Brazil said, hey, if we're in a different division,
I know.
we're
Hey,
close.
come on, Brody. What are you doing?
Like, well, you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You're not. I mean, you always look at, well, if I was there,
Yeah.
but you're not.
That's right. If we were there, we'd be there, but we're here.
By the way, they had Christmas in Anaheim. I think they're having it there now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that a couple years ago.
Yeah, because they say June 25th is 6 months before Christmas.
That's right.
So they're
I think Victor
couple
and
days
Gooby
away.
dress up as Santa Claus.
yeah, they had the big. I was watching some of the game last night, and they had Santa Claus was in the stand, so he had the big white beard, but he was in his street clothes. He wasn't dressed as Santa. I'm sure he had a lot of people walking up to him, a lot of kids. He's here.
In the Midwest, they're like, no, we're going to wait till December 25th. That would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Santa likes to relax in the off season.
Got to put all those toys together, man. That's a big list.
Chris Davis. Did he hold up? Yes, he did, as they checked with DJ Rayburn. So 3-1.
Well, the off speed, and that's Chris Davis, not even close swing.
So Fowler at third, Lowry at first. It all started with a walk. Tapped foul.
Now, I think, Kite, that Jim Wolf was umpire behind the plate in the first game, gets the second game off. I think they have another umpire waiting.
I think you're right.
That they cannot umpire third. So he umpires one and takes the second game off. I think that's,
right.
That's kind of the way they do things now. The
umpires rules, which is legitimate. Lowry runs and the ball's whacked to left field for a base hit. And it gets by the left fielder Garcia. So Fowler scores easily. Lowry is going to be waved around. Lowry will score, and another very poor defensive effort by the White Sox. And it's 7-0 Chicago.
And you could see that happening in left field just because the top spin off the bat of Chris Davis. But he gets a pitch that he can crush. I mean, almost a recoil by James Shields. The ball was hit so hard. But watch this. Boom, boom. I mean, you know that's going to happen. And you don't take an angle after the ball. You go back a little bit. So worst case, you can use your body. But he did not. And the A's pick up a couple of runs.
So we're waiting on the official ruling. We obviously know it's a base hit, but is it a double? Is there 2 RBIs? Is it an error? We don't know. Official score, who sits right next to us, I believe. When we hear it, we will pass it on. They announce anything, Jeff? No, they haven't announced anything. Jeff, our very fine stat man here.
Are they awake?
Chicago,
It's not Rosie.
He's staring at the official score, so he'll get an answer for it.
Maybe by tomorrow.
So 0-1 to Matt Olson. 0-2 to Matt Olson.
Maybe they're just assuming it was a double and they don't even have to react. Double, 2 ribbies.
No, it's a double and 2 RBIs. And if you're Chris Davis, just say thank you very much.
Right. And maybe that's why they didn't announce or do anything. That's Benaya, but not Deshaun.
That is Juan.
Yeah.
So 3 runs in for the A's here in the 5th. Hot smash, knocked down. Moncada scrambles after it. His throw to first, not in time. Moncada went into a dive and he knocked it down. Had to pick it up, and Olson is going to have himself a base hit.
Well, an off-speed pitch with 2 strikes after the curveball was missed, and there's the speed of Matt Olson hustling down the line.
Listen to the audio. Welcome to Chicago, folks.
Oh, wow.
Come on, Moncada. Keep your head up.
They changed that with you? What about the last one? They went single E7. And what about the one here? Damn. Where's Rosie when you need him?
Yeah, so the play before on Davis is now a single E7.
So 1 ribby.
Well, one pitch to Canna is down and away, and now it's 1-1.
I should clarify, the Rosie I'm talking about is the official score that we always see next door. That's a repeat, not our Rosie.
Canna has reached on an air, and he has hit a fly ball to center field. Davis is the runner at third now, with Olson getting the base hit. Missed again, 2-1.
I see 1 error on the board, so that would be the E7. So Moncada was should be 2. They gave him an E4. Okay.
Strike in the inside corner. Good pitch there by Shields.
Well, just barely on the inside. Dots the inside with a fastball. Shields probably going to be finished after this inning regardless, if not after this batter.
.98 pitches for James Shields. Shields has had two very, very long innings in the second and here in the fifth. And Canna goes around. It's a strikeout, but the ball rolls away from Smith. Run comes in to score. Canna makes it to first.
Here comes Renteria.
So the A's get their 8th run. And that's going to be it for Shields. He is not going to be a happy camper. He's not pitching great, but the defense certainly did not help him.
Smith has blocked 3 with a run at third base. This time he did not. And run scores, and Canna reaches first.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Try our delicious sides, including the new Sriracha Lime Tempura Green Beans. Visit habitburger.com for a location near you.
All right, that's the Sears Tower, one of the many landmarks here in the great city of Chicago. So game 1 has been good so far for the A's. They lead 8-0. It's been a bit of a disaster for the White Sox. White Sox have now been given 3 errors to this inning. So we have now got official word.
Well, then you, on top of that, added the wild pitch that just put Shields into the showers and a stare of some fan down by the dugout. See, in a light crowd, you hear everything, and somebody was yelling something, and he made a point when he was walking off the mound of staring into the stands just beyond the dugout.
So here's Juan Minaya, the right-hander, who comes in for Shields. And the first pitch to Piscotty is in for strike. So let's clarify. Chris Davis, the ball he lined to left field. It goes as a single, 1 RBI, E7. And then Matt Olson's ball, which was a tough play by Moncada, who kind of dove for it. Moncada was given an error on that ball. So that is the 3 errors now for the White Sox, even though the board still says 2. But the official score came in and actually told us exactly what happened. So 4 2/3 innings for Shields. 5 hits, 8 runs, 2 earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Well, the one thing, normally the official score says it loudly enough that we all can hear it. In here, I mean, using a microphone, a PA type system that everybody in the press box can hear, but nobody really knows what's going on.
It'll be better in game 2.
And if he has to come in here to tell us, I'm sorry, that's not the right way to do it.
Moncada, and Moncada has it. So the inning is over. The A's score 4 times, just like they did in the second. 8-0 Athletics. And he's pitched extremely well. Manaea has retired. Let's see, I got 8 in a row, giving up just a couple of hits.
Well, Jeff Ham's innings. That's true. Jeff had the 3rd and the 4th inning on the radio, and Jeff's first game in Major League Baseball, 12 up, 12 down.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good call. Yeah. So the inning before the A's scored 4, the inning after he scored 4. The breakdown for A's radio is Ken Korach does, let's see, innings 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9, right?
Yeah.
That's the breakdown. There's a line drive, dropping fast, and that's a base hit. So Larry Garcia has his second hit. Let's check in our cricket smile for today. It has to do with Sean Manaea and the Manaea gang that's sitting back up behind the A's dugout, and they're having a good time. Now, why all the people for Sean Manaea? Well, he's from Valparaiso, Indiana, which is very close to here, a little over an hour. So he has quite a family and friends section, and they're enjoying the ball game so far. So it's a good day for Sean Manaea.
Well, it was even better when he got a 4th spot in the second inning with 2 outs. So I mean, that would made it a very nice day, and now you can just follow his catcher.
So Valparaiso, and then he went on to Indiana State, the Sycamores. Second most famous athlete to ever play at Indiana State. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going with that. Larry Bird went to Indiana State.
He went to Indiana State, yeah. Sean would probably be the first to admit just what you said. Yeah. And considering how far Sean Manaea has come in professional baseball, it is a great story. Because he was I mean, just nothing else, just his hair. The fact that he would look like Big Bird, went to short hair, then shaved it after he had a bad game in May. And now it's growing out again, so it's good.
Two and two now to Johan Moncada, who hit a fly ball to center field. Moncada was the showcase player in the trade for Chris Sale when Sale went to the Red Sox, and the White Sox got a pretty good haul of prospects. Moncada, the #1.
And we know his nickname is Yo-Yo because there's a fan that says, "Come on, Yo-Yo." Every time he comes up or when he dives for a ball and doesn't come up with it. And, "Come on, Yo-Yo."
It's the joy of having 1,000 people in the stand.
Yeah.
That's hit hard off of Simeon and it heads into center field. A very hard hit ball, so we'll see what the ruling is on that. If Simeon can come up with it, it's going to be a double play, even though Moncada's fast. They're going to give him an error.
And Marcus probably got it on the bare hand, either his right hand or got him on the wrist somehow, but it was crushed by Moncada. Yo-Yo did a good job hitting the ball hard. And fortunately, it's hit so hard and off Simeon. We hope it doesn't hurt him too badly. He's probably one of the candidates to play both ends of the doubleheader. It's a tough
first error in the game. So 2 on, nobody out. Here's Yomer Sanchez. Sanchez struck out in the second inning. Good swing by Sanchez, the switch hitter. And a Mangle, a right-handed hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. First place Astros. Where are they tonight? They are at home facing the Royals. Struggling Royals team.
Josh Reddick got engaged. You see that?
Did he really?
Yes,
I did not see that. Congratulations to Josh Reddick.
Josh had an off day yesterday, and
good
according
move.
to one of his whatever said had an off day and got to see some of the space chefs and proposed, and she said yes.
Good. Well, that's important.
Yeah, well,
sort of
goes hand in hand.
Yeah, well, not always.
Well, I talked to him in Oakland when the Astros were there, and he said he was going to get engaged, just waiting on the ring. So I guess the ring arrived, and spent the off day yesterday to propose. So he is getting married in Georgia this offseason.
Olsen drifting over into foul territory. Another good pitch by Minaya. He got Sanchez out in front.
Well, fans, our 50th anniversary celebration continues with 8 lucky fans winning a signed 50th anniversary ball. It's by a member of our 50th anniversary team. Plus, the winner grabs 2 free tickets to our September the 4th game. That's against the Yankees. Simply text the word SIGN, S-I-G-N, to 60946 between now and July the 24th. 8 winners will be randomly selected to claim the prize. Message and data regs do apply. See full rules at athletics.com. Be part of our 50th anniversary season with a signed ball from a member of the anniversary team. Text SIGN to 60946.
So 1 out. Here's Adam Engel. Engel swings and misses. Second place Mariners are in Boston, taking on the Red Sox. Mariners struggling a little bit. They've lost 4 in a row.
First time all season they've lost 4 in a row.
So
and they lost a 1-run game yesterday, which they'd been winning, 22-23 1-run victories.
The Astros now with a 3.5 game lead over Seattle in the AL West. The Angels will host the Blue Jays.
Did I read, Kip, that the Yankees, the Astros, and the Red Sox have won 50 games? Is that it?
That's exactly correct. They've each won 50.
Yankees got to the 50 wins yesterday. Pretty nice for Aaron Boone to take over that club. Yeah, just go out and play, boys.
That's a good team to be managing. So good high fastball. And that's been a good pitch for Minaya, Ray. It's that fastball, 92, 93, but what? It's just a little elevated.
That's right. That's perfect. That seems like it's about 100 instead of just the 90 that it is. But location is key. Up the ladder with 2 strikes on Engel, and Sean Minaya just going right along with his catcher and Jonathan Lucroy. I mean, this is such a thrill for a catcher to be able to put a sign down, and for a pitcher just say, "Hey, okay, you're the boss. I'm going to go with you." It just takes so much pressure off the pitcher.
If you think about it, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees, the difference between that and right up at the hand level, it's like 3-4 miles an hour difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, the fastball up in a good location, it always seems, and I don't care how hard it's thrown, it seems like it's so hard that you never can catch up to it.
Well, it's just hard for the hands to get on top of that pitch.
And Kev, to your point, look at Piscotty on Tuesday in San Diego. 94, 95, right around the knees, a little bit above. He dropped the head, gone.
Sure.
And if it had been up, it's
he may foul it back.
Yeah, or just swing through it. But he's not going to have that kind of contact.
0-2 to the leadoff man, Tim Anderson. Anderson pokes one down the right field line, but it's foul. Anderson a fly ball to center and a strikeout. White Sox last year gave Anderson a long-term contract. He is one of their building blocks. A 6-year, $25 million deal. You got one of those contracts that you get really before you even reach arbitration.
Yeah. And you hope, if you're the club giving that contract, that the player lives up to what you're giving it. Because if he does continue along the arbitration road and has good years, then he could break the bank. But a lot of security, but you have to really know. And really what John Hart did with the Indians in the mid-90s, he signed a group of players to bypass arbitration. He got a great group of guys who were perennial postseason participants.
Well, there's a lot of different ways to look at it as well. That for the team, if the kid performs at a high level, then it's actually a pretty good deal.
That's right.
And for the player, they get a certain amount of security with a lot of money. Or, you know what, sometimes you get young players and their agents who say, no, we're not going to do that type of deal. We're going to wait. We're going to go through arbitration. And you know what? That's understandable as well. There's a little bit of a risk of maybe an injury, that type of thing, but
I want to say, Neftali Feliz said no. Played it out, and I don't even know where he is now. He's someplace, but I mean, he had a chance to sign with the Rangers, could be the closer for. I mean, usually if you're a young player, and let's say a couple years, and you can bypass arbitration, sign a 4 or 5 year deal for $30-35 million, you should be set for life.
Another foul ball.
If you pay your taxes and take your net money, that's a pretty good way to go into even free agency.
Anderson, his contract runs through 2022, and then there's a club option for 2023 and a club option for 2024, which the two options are for good money. If the club says, hey, this kid's been great, well, then the club will pick up those options. Lines that one foul. Good battle here between Minaya and Anderson. What you always want, excuse me, Red, what you always want is you want the player to continue to improve. Right. I mean, that's the most important thing. And with Anderson, he actually took a little bit of a step back last year. So you watch closely and you hope they keep getting better.
How about Mike Trout? Think he's gotten better?
Mike Trout's, you know what? He's getting there.
But that was a great contract that he signed, yet he's going to be a free agent at 29. And, the face of the game, best player in baseball. And, I mean, when you put his name next to the players that have played their first 1,000 games, I'd say he's on his way to Cooperstown 5 years after he retires. But in the meantime, fantastic numbers for best player in the game.
He had 23 home runs. Fowler backs up, still backing up, man, he makes the catch. So a single and an error, but no damage done by the White Sox, and we are headed to the 6th. SportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app, presented by your NorCal Honda dealers. That's one of the main entrances here to Comiskey Park.
Love it. I'm glad you said that. You make me feel good, man, when you say that.
So if you're wondering who that statue was, like number 5 for the White Sox, is that Ray Durham? No. It was Juan Uribe catching the final out of the 2005 World Series, which was a World Series win for the Sox. It had been a while. They've won 3 World Series titles, 06, which is a ways ago, and then 1917, and 2005. They beat the Astros.
When you say 06, you mean 1906.
1906. Yeah, I should make sure I get that right. Remember, they swept the Houston Astros. We always tease Jeff Blum, right? Who is the color commentator on TV for the Astros. He does a very good job. One of the good guys in baseball. But did he not hit a huge home run for the White Sox against the Astros in the World Series?
Pinch hit.
And now he's with Blummer.
With his family in the wives' room, because they all knew each other because he played for the Astros.
Yeah.
And he hits one against them and they say, see you later.
Yeah,
goodbye. Gotta go. Yeah. And I brought it up when I was one of their guest announcers.
Absolutely.
It's Konerko and Jermaine Dye and sandwiched around. Jim Thome goes to Cooperstown this year. Paul Konerko. One of the great things that he did to the great Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner, after the 2005, he got the baseball and kept it until the parade and presented it to the chairman at the parade, because Jerry Reinsdorf, as we know, the owner of the Bulls, a lot of world championships Bulls, but not that baseball.
Line drive right into the glove of Tim Anderson. So that is out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. The NBC Sports California Escobar, the A's top 50 most memorable moments in Oakland A's history. Now we want the fans to pick the most memorable moments. Season-long promotion, Dallas Braden's perfect game in 2010. He's won again. He's going up against now Mark McGwire's rookie-breaking 39th home run in 1987. That was the American League record for home runs by a rookie. Did that at the Big A in Anaheim. So what was a more memorable moment? Dallas Braden's hot right now.
Yes, he is. I just like to see if they could superimpose a beard on him. Because when you see Dallas then making that final pitch, but a lot of great moments, and as part of them. But congratulations to Dallas for the continuation of the streak.
Well, see, I think the no-hitter has an advantage because it was a 3-hour moment, right? As opposed to a 1 play.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think if you had 1 single play, I mean, you could go back to the World Series games you guys played in. I mean, Rickey Henderson breaking records. I mean, is there a more memorable moment in Oakland A's history outside of Scott Hatteberg's home run?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some sensational, just single moments. The final out of a World Series in 1989 at Candlestick. I mean, what's more important than that?
That's right.
Dallas Braden's perfect game holds a lot of weight with A's fans, as it should. It was one of our favorite moments in baseball. One of our favorite moments today was Franklin Barretto's 3-run homer in the 2nd inning.
Mania Mania was perfect. Not so much for James Shields, who goes just 4 2/3. Franklin got a 2-strike hanger, cutter right in the middle of the plate. And it stayed there and it went far. Over the bullpen, a 3-run home run. So Franklin Barretto, who went for a long time coming back and forth between here and Nashville, and looking for his first hit, ends up hitting 3-run home runs in back-to-back games.
Engel has that one.
You know what, Kay, just thinking, the letter just brought Jeff Hammond. Would it have been great if he could have called Barretto's 3-run home run? You know, it was his 2nd inning, it wasn't his. There's Jeff Hammond to the right.
See, Jeff's like, man, 6 up, 6 down, 6 down.
Yeah, this is a piece of cake.
Call him NA, no action Jeff.
NAJ.
Well, we hope that he gets some runs to call. He'll have the 7th inning.
And he's got another game too. He's got, you're right, 3-4-7 in game 1 and 3-4-7 in game 2. And if he goes extras, it will be alternating innings. Except in the 20th win when the late great Bill King and I were working together, and I said to Bill when it went to extra innings, I said, "It's all you, brother.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's all you." And Scott Hatterberg changed that quickly.
0-2 to Fowler. Fastball is high from Juan Manaya.
Chris Pratt, who played Scott Hatterberg, just won an award. I just saw, I can't remember what the award was in Hollywood. So congratulations to Chris, who played Scott extremely well.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3 up, 3 down inning for Juan Manaya. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be Garcia, Abreu, and Davidson. 8-0 A's. Chicago. Doubleheader today. Chris Bassett will pitch game 2 of this doubleheader for the A's. Lucas Giolito, young right-hander, will pitch for the White Sox. So the game 2 start time will be 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. So we'll have time, Ray, to put our lineups in.
And maybe go see Ed Farmer's Deli.
Have a hot dog. Go get them.
It's a great thing about Ed Farmer's own delicatessen here at Comiskey.
And the White Sox, obviously playing in the Midwest, and there was a fair amount of weather issues the early part of this season for all the teams in this area. This is the 3rd doubleheader this year for Chicago. So they've had some games to make up.
First rain out for the Athletics, and if they can play this doubleheader and get 2 for the price of 1, as it is a regular doubleheader, and we call them regular instead of split, where they have 2 different gates. And this is a regular doubleheader. First game at 3:10 local, and like you said, the 30 minutes after the conclusion of the first.
Marcus in the hole, slides, gets up. The throw is not in time, so Garcia hustling. So it'll be a base hit for Avisail Garcia.
You watch Marcus Semien catch this ball, and then watch how quickly he gets up, because he realized Garcia gets down the line, goes, "Oh, he's got better hurry," and tried to bounce it, which is not a bad play. But the fact that Garcia runs well, and Marcus, I think at that point, realized he did not have much time, and the big man can run, shows it with the speed there. He used to be bigger than what he is now, actually.
Yeah, it looks like he lost some weight.
Yeah.
So here's Jose Abreu. Just looking at the rest of the White Sox schedule, Ray, they do have another doubleheader, and it's the last Friday of the season at Minnesota.
Is that?
Yeah, September 28th.
Surprising that they wait so long. I wonder if that's
just to our right.
If they've got it scheduled, then it's going to be played, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's been a while. Last time
83,
A's and the White Sox played a twin bill in Chicago.
yeah.
A's won both games in 1982. Chris Cataroli.
That's right.
Over Jeff Burrows. 2-run homer. Jeff Burrows. Dave Beard. Some great names. Bounced in the hole. Marcus says this one is throw to second in time. Nice play by Marcus Semien. Getting the workout in at short.
I always say the toughest play for a hitter is to hit a ball like that with a run at first base. It's a base hit probably for Abreu. If Semien does not go the short distance, but his only play was going to be to go to second base, and for Barreto just to stretch, not even think about two, and just get the out of second. But that's a negative for Abreu. And boy, you don't want to come off the bag too soon. There's no chance to get two, and rather keep the foot planted on the bag, because we saw what happened Tuesday night with the play.
Here's Matt Davidson, who has struck out twice. First pitch is a fastball away.
I don't know if you got a chance to talk to Adam Roden, the video coordinator, who was downstairs in San Diego, but I asked him about the play in which they appealed or challenged the play at second base where Galvis was off the bag. And he said, he being Adam Roden, said, I never call the dugout. I always wait for them to call me. He's only done it twice, and both times it was the same play. In Toronto, I'd said Seattle, but it was Toronto. And on Tuesday night, and he said when Bob Melvin heard the phone ring, he immediately put his hands up over his head to say challenging.
That one's hit well. Right center. Fowler going back. Fowler near the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. Abreu is going to head to third. He'll stop there. So a booming double for Matt Davidson.
Well, it stayed in the park, and that's the key, a hanging breaking ball. So while he went upstairs a couple of times, he got him with fastballs. He hung a breaking ball, and Davidson to the opposite field, keeps it in the park. Let's see if Sean Manaea with Smith can get a strikeout and keep the runners from scoring, keep the shutout intact. Pretty good power, but Abreu not sure if it's going to go out or be caught, so he was halfway and could only get to third base.
So here's Kevin Smith. Smith, the base hit and a line out, and he takes a first pitch strike. Smith, the catcher, hitting in the fifth spot. Ray briefly mentioned it earlier. Wellington Castillo, the everyday catcher for the White Sox, who was signed to a 2-year contract this offseason. A 2-year, $15 million deal for Castillo, who's a pretty good catcher, good hitter.
Yeah.
And he got suspended for 80 games. And I think you can just imagine what he got suspended for, so we don't need to get into that. But performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah. And for him at 80 games, half a season roughly.
Yep.
Half of his 7.5.
Gets expensive.
Yeah. And you know, one of the things that happens in that case, and you have to wonder, because if he got caught afterwards, you say why, but you have to wonder if he was appealing something that happened prior to him signing the contract.
Probably was.
You know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
as far as
and so he maybe did it to get the contract, and then it's suspended, but that's I think it's tough on a club, especially if they're caught prior to the guy signing.
I mean, Robinson Cano, of course, he got caught, but the positive test was during the offseason. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, that they can do it randomly anytime they want.
Sure.
And then appealed it evidently through to the time that he injured himself.
Lowry's got it. He looked at home. He'll throw to first. And now Davidson's going to try for third. Got him.
Wow.
Not a smart play.
Another mistake.
But a good defensive play by the Athletics. A run does come in to score. Comes in on the ground out by Kevin Smith. But then Davidson trying to go to third for really, well, I could sit here for a while and come up with a reason why he's trying to go there. But
zero.
I don't think you and I would be able to come up with a good reason.
There's none except.
So the White Sox get a run, and we are headed to the 7th. 8-1 A's.
Which it is on the A's of the part, because Jed Lowry throws to first base, but Davidson here's a smart play. That is first Marcus Semien covered third base, and Jed Lowry made the play, and perhaps that's why Davidson decided he thought he could get to third base safely, but you better be 100% because you're down 7 runs. He was not. Good play by Olsen. We've seen him do that before. We've also seen Marcus Semien cover third, kind of the trailing fielder. Did a great job. So there's your fourth smart play of the day. But this is a great shot because Davidson topped your screen. Watch Semien circle around, and maybe Davidson saw the third baseman Lowry take the throw and throw to first base and did not see Marcus Semien. But regardless, it's like trying to steal third, 2 outs. You better be 100%. And that was a great play by the A's, your smart play. And we hope Jeff Hamm has a good next inning.
0-2 to Marcus Semien. Manaya, an inning and a third so far. And a 3 up, 2 down, 6th inning in relief of James Shields, who gave up 8 runs, 2 earned. Semien is 0 for 3. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Marcus can't believe it.
Fans, the 2018 Camping World MLB All-Star Ballot is now open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite A's are represented on this year's squad by voting at athletics.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard, July the 17th. It's live on Fox.
Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. is the home of the All-Star Game this year. Just got word that Bryce Harper has said, yep, I'm going to do the home run derby, which is kind of cool.
What about Ichiro?
I don't know about Ichiro.
Ichiro said they were watching him taking batting practice in New York, said maybe the All-Star Game or home run derby. Said he put a mustache on so he could sneak on the bench. It's like Bobby Valentine when Valentine was ejected and put a fake mustache on and did not look that great. Then got caught.
Nationals in a battle in that NL East with Atlanta and Philadelphia. Maybe a couple surprising teams, although Atlanta, they just keep rolling along.
You have to wonder, though, Cap, as you're approaching the halfway mark of the season. That's a lot of baseball left. And the old saying about cream kind of rises to where it's supposed to be at the end of the season. And it'd be interesting to see if they can hang on.
There's the American League Central with the Indians now starting to stretch things out against the Tigers and Twins. The Indians have won 4 in a row.
And if the A's were in that division, but no, they're not. But there's only one team in the Central that's above 500. That was the Indians, who the A's will be seeing at the Coliseum a week from today for the weekend. And the following weekend in downtown Cleveland, and that will be all against the Tribe in 2018.
Well, right now the Red Sox and the Mariners are your 2 wild card teams, with Red Sox being the #1 wild card, Mariners being #2. So if you're into that stuff on the 22nd of June, then if you want to know what's going on with the A's, well, then what you really need to do is you need to follow the Angels and the Mariners. The Mariners are the 2nd wild card team right now, and that's who the A's would have to catch.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just the way it is, and there's certainly time to do it, but you need a big run. Yankees with the best record in all of baseball at 50-22. Astros and the Red Sox tied for the 2nd best record in all of baseball. And then the Mariners have the 4th best record. Brewers have the 5th best. Braves have the 6th. Up the middle and beats the shift, does Chris Davis. So he has his 2nd hit. Hard hit ball through the infield.
Pitch a little bit away. They expected him to pull the ball a little bit more than he did. But think about Chris Davis with the shift. Big gap between actually second base and where the shortstop was playing. And he finds the hole.
So that is 6 hits now for the A's. The White Sox have 5. Here's Matt Olson, who has reached base twice, both times on errors by Moncada, the 2nd baseman. So a meeting at the mound. Warming up out in the bullpen. That's Luis Avalon, number 70. And now the Renteria is coming out, so there will be a pitching change. So it'll be lefty on lefty. Luis Avalon coming in to face Olson. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
The annual Bark at the Park event is presented by Avoderm Natural and Nylabone. Join us when the A's return to the Coliseum to open up the homestand. It's Friday, June the 29th, 7:05. That's against the Cleveland Indians. All dogs and owners are invited to a pregame party as well as a pup parade on the field. A portion of the proceeds will benefit Dogs for Diabetics and ARF. Learn more at athletics.com/bark. Dogs for Diabetics and Tularosa's Animal Rescue Foundation. ARF.
So the A's with an 8-1 lead, top of the 7th. The White Sox bring in the lefty to face the left-handed hitting Olsen, Luis Avalon. Breaking ball in for a strike. The numbers for Avalon, his 33rd appearance. Pretty decent numbers. White Sox bullpen has been pretty good. May not be a lot of names that you've heard of, but they've done a good job. You get a 2.69 ERA as a group. That's 4th best in all of baseball. So maybe a bright spot for the White Sox in what has been a tough year.
And they haven't used as many starters as the A's have. And the A's bullpen, and especially the back end, as we've talked about, really producing, doing a great job. All of them actually are, but the back end especially. Matter of fact, Luke Trevino got his first major league victory against these White Sox when they played them at the Coliseum back in April. Game that Jake Smolinski almost pitched in.
In the dirt. Last time we saw Luis Avalon, he gave up a huge home run to Lowry.
Lowry, bottom of the 8th inning. Put the A's ahead. Unfortunately, the Sox tied it with 2 outs in the 9th. Sent it to extra innings.
Davis, the runner at first. This one fouled at the plate, rolls just a little bit up the first base line.
So it's bottom of the 8th on April the 18th, and down the line, that would give the A's the lead. Unfortunately, there's back-to-back hits with 2 outs in the 9th, sent it to extra innings.
Two and 2 to Olsen. Drives this one toward left. Lurie Garcia gets back and he makes the catch. Hitting a runner left. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. Game 1 of the doubleheader. 8-1 A's.
Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So it's 8-1. The A's lead the White Sox, bottom of the 7th inning. It is game 1 of the doubleheader, and Sean Manaea is back out there. He's pitched extremely well. White Sox got their only run last inning. face Lurie Garcia, Yohan Moncada, and Yolmer Sanchez, the 3 switch hitters.
You know, with a doubleheader, it always complicates things, and the A's probably the one day that they will have to look at the necessity of adding a pitcher would probably be Tuesday, because Montas, who pitched Wednesday, would be Monday. Thursday, Friday, then Monday's 5th day, and for Paul Blackburn, who will pitch Sunday, that'll be on his 5th day. And Mingden goes tomorrow, following Bassett today. The problem having to use 2 starters today, which means that not going to have the full 4 days pitching on the 5th.
So that's 1 out. So this was the scary moment for the center fielder Dustin Fowler. Check this out, man. It's just
You know what happened, Kai? I've walked down there, and I'm sure you did. That's a very low rail, and it looked like because of the height, and they have a row of seats, which if they made the rail higher, it probably would have protected him more, but they would have to be kind of obstructed. So it's really kind of a horrible thing. And as you mentioned, he was looking forward. That's where he hit. See how low it is, that first row of feet, row of seats. But if you're running, you're going to hit your knees right in that same, even the top of the padded part. So it's scary. It was scary, and fortunately for Dustin Fowler, he is back playing center, doesn't have to worry about running over to right field. He made a great catch the first bat of the game.
The first inning of his first big league game. He never got to bat. But everybody in baseball knew where he was on the prospect list. Very highly thought of player, and the A's knew that when they traded Sonny Gray. He said, we got time to be patient with a talent like this, and now Fowler is healthy and playing a lot of center field.
And a great thing about it, Cap, when we were in New York, to hear the Yankee people talking about how great of a prospect he was, and the fact they saw him running so well in that series at Yankee Stadium when he got his first major league hit off Sonny Gray, and said, whoa, there's nothing wrong with him. And true center fielder, and probably a long-time leadoff hitter for the Athletics. And a nice young man. Very happy, though, to be in center field, especially at the park that sure has some bad memories.
So here's Yolmer Sanchez. Sanchez is 0 for 2.
Saw Liam Hendricks warming up in the bullpen for the Athletics. So for Sean Manaea, as he's over 100 pitches, trying to get this final out and walk off, and handshakes and cheers from the Manaea Mania crowd that's here to support him. Only 29 balls of 105 pitches. That's pretty impressive.
That's hit hard. 1 hop. Simeon's got it on to first, and Sean Manaea with a very nice 3-up, 3-down inning. 8th inning coming up. All A's, they lead 8-1. Say, show me the Oakland A's into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. So 7 terrific innings for Sean Manaea. Now the A's come to bat here in the top of the 8th inning. Mark Canha will face Luis Avalon.
So we want to congratulate Jeff Hamm. He got a base hit in his 3 innings of work. That was a 2-out base hit by Davis.
And the ball on the throw from Sanchez hits Canha. So we'll see what the ruling is there. It was kind of interesting. Jose Abreu, which you'll see first basemen do sometimes, they'll kind of take the throw on the foul side of first base. But that allowed the ball to hit Canha.
That's a great point because he ran right between.
It goes as a base hit. And I think if Abreu had to do it again, he would try to catch the ball on the fair side of first base. I think you can do that, Ray, if the runner is not anywhere close to first base.
Exactly. But it just
Canha was, and it hit him.
Happened to be right at the same time.
So Canha gets a base hit. But it has been a sloppy day for the White Sox. One run, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, and 106 pitches for Manaea. Yolmer Sanchez comes down the line, fair territory, and he's got the pop-up from Piscotty. 1 out. Daniel Migden, he's not pitching today, so he had the mustache down. That gentleman, available in relief, has the mustache up.
Check out Sean Manaea's hair. Remember at one time he completely shaved it. That was in May, and it's grown back. And Migden's mustache tomorrow will be curled up, clean cut, ready to go.
Lucroy has a sacrifice fly, a walk, and a line out. So he is driven and run. He also scored a run. He led off the 5th inning with the walk, and the A's scored 4 runs in that inning. We will have game 2 of the doubleheader for you as well right here on NBC Sports California, a half hour after the conclusion of this game. So you can maybe have a quick dinner, but you got to be back in your seat for game 2 of the doubleheader. Bassett and Giolito.
I mean, this is a great day for baseball fans to be able to see 2. Make one price. And you get to hear everybody reacting to everything. I mean, whether you're a player or a fan, it's probably appropriate not to speak too loudly.
Ball falls fair.
Wow.
Lucroy, take a bow. That's a thing of beauty. It dropped about maybe 4 to 5 inches fair. So Canha goes to second and he stops there.
And Garcia comes after. All he has to do is continue to run. He probably catches it. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
I tell you what, though, sometimes you can't really play the game without the fans telling you what to do. That fan was saying, "Run in, run in." Well, at least we got that figured out. Where else is Garcia going to go? Run in. No kidding.
Should have been.
We got a name for that fan, Captain Obvious.
Should have been saying, "Keep running, keep running." Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. Run in, run in. 1-1 to Franklin Barreto, a 3-run homer back in the 2nd inning.
Captain Obvious right there.
Barreto hits it hard past Matt Williams. Foul. Rolls all the way down third baseline. So 1-2 to Barreto. Couple home runs now this year for Barreto, and it's happened in the last 2 games. Long 3-run homer in San Diego and another long 3-run homer here today. A's with 4 in the second and 4 in the fifth. And for their 5th consecutive win. If Franklin Barreto can just lay off pitches out of the strike zone a little bit better, then things will start to fall into place for him. There's this, he's a fast player, Ray, but I mean, I think his power potential is even a bigger play than his speed potential.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's got good power for what is a smaller guy, but he's very strong. And that one's hit to left. And that's going to be another 3-run homer. That baby is gone. How about a 6 RBI game for Franklin Barreto?
Matt Olson ready to pick him up, and rightfully so. I'd say the young man loves Chicago. First 2 home run game, 6 ribbies. And I'd say it's a pretty good chance he's going to play game 2 as well.
Olson's ready.
He's ready.
That's how you set him up. That's how you set him up.
That's how you set him up. That's Luke White. That's how you set him up, yeah.
So an 11-1 game, the A's lead. So Barreto with the 2 home runs for the Athletics. They have now hit 13 home runs in the last 5 games.
Okay, both of the home runs that he's hit today have come with 2 strikes, and that is impressive.
Little pop-up. Sanchez has it. That's the second out. Let's take a look at the pitch. Looked like an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, the way he swung and really kind of releases the pitch. Change up at 83, and you don't have that kind of power to release the top hand. That ball was smoked. And he has a long swing, and kind of makes you wonder if he likes the off-speed pitches. He's hit 2 off-speed pitches today for 3-run home runs, and this was a big boy.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
How many outs in the
Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So 11-1. So the A's, who scored a bunch on Wednesday, and they're doing it again today.
Wednesday they won 12-4. Today leading 11-1. And you know, probably the one game that has at least helped the A's so far in this road trip, which is a long one, the game on Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
When they won in the 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes on Piscotty.
And that is the 3rd out as Marcus Semien flies up. But what an afternoon for Franklin Barreto. A pair of 3-run homers. Yes, indeed. So the A's leading 11-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Toyota dealers. So big first game of the doubleheader for the A's. 11 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The White Sox very sloppy. 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors. Sean Manaea great, so he's in a good spot for his 7th win of the year. And of course Franklin Barreto the story. A pair of 3-run homers. So the A's have now hit a home run in 22 consecutive road games. That's a new Athletics record. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So here's Liam Hendriks, who takes over for Sean Manaea. Manaea 7 great innings. And Hendriks will hit the bottom of the 8th. His first pitch to Adam Engel is in first strike.
Yeah,
7 strikeouts for Manaea.
Best thing about Sean Manaea today, 0 walks.
0 walks.
Another game in which he did not walk a batter.
All this talk about the home runs, and the A's with 2 more road home runs today. They now have 64 home runs in 35 road games. That's going to be a base hit for Engel. He drops a single. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Sean Manaea in his 7 innings of good work.
Well, it's great to continue to pitch well. There's your fastball inside you've talked about. It continues with a good heater. You get a big lead, you can afford to elevate fastballs, throw fastballs in general. Just follow your catcher. And boy, he went upstairs perfectly today several times. You're seeing your fastballs up in the zone, 7 strikeouts, probably all of them with that heater right there. A good fastball and outstanding outing for Sean Manaea with a large group of friends and family on hand to watch him, and that makes it just as important.
So they're relaxing now. They feel pretty good about where this game is headed.
And they're saying it's all because of us.
That's right.
It's a big support group.
Valparaiso, Indiana, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. First no-hitter 2018, Sean Manaea. That's right. 3 no-hitters, 3 different countries. Sean Manaea was the first against the Boston Red Sox, and that started their demise a little bit. I mean, they were kind of a 500 baseball team about 3-4 weeks after that. Of course, playing extremely well right now, but Sean, no hit. One of the best hitting teams in all of baseball.
Missed again. 2-1 the count. Anderson is 0 for 3. A couple of fly balls to center field and a strikeout for the White Sox leadoff hitter. And now the count is 2-2. DJ Rayburn says, you know, it's getting late. Been here a while. Probably not a swing. So 3-2 the count with Yasiel Garcia waiting in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch to Anderson, and he hits it off the glove of Lauer, and it rolls into shallow left field. Jed got a little bit of a glove on it, diving to his left. So 2 on, nobody out.
Well, they just want to be clean. Pitch elevated a little bit too much for Liam Hendricks, and Jed with a good effort to try to knock the ball down, at least try to get one out. Could not do it.
So here's Garcia, who's 1 for 3. He singled leading off the 6th inning. White Sox will have to make a financial decision on this young man as well. Yasiel Garcia, still a very young player. He's only 27 years old, but he's going to be a free agent after next year. So they'll have him this year, and they'll have him next year if they choose not to trade him. But his name always seems to pop up on trade rumors. He had a very fine season last year. He hit .330 last year with 80 RBIs. By far his best year as a big leaguer, and still a very young player. So it's a tough decision for the White Sox if you think about it, Ray. You have young players, and their minor league system is supposedly terrific, maybe the best in all of baseball. So you have a bright future, you hope, for the White Sox, but you also have Garcia and Abreu, who will both be free agents after next year. So do you keep those 2 guys?
Well, remember, they've already traded for sale. Adam Eaton, to name a few. Just a
Quintana.
Quintana. So yeah, I mean, they've unloaded some, and people wondering why certain guys are still here, but maybe it's contracts. But as those contracts come up for renewal or extensions, maybe they don't do it.
I mean, you could make a strong case for the White Sox. Maybe you want to have a couple of veteran players like Abreu and Garcia, who have been around a while. That's a pretty direct shot on Lucroy. So let's hope he's okay.
Beard stopped it. See, he's got a lot of padding, which that's always been impressive by Luke, because of the padding at the lower part of the mask, covering his chin and face in general. So try to get as much padding as possible to absorb a shot like that.
2-2 pitches inside. So now it's 3-2 to Yasiel Garcia.
One thing Scott Emerson said, he'd like to see the starter in the first game go deep in the game. Sean and I did that. And really, from Liam Hendricks' standpoint, it would be nice if he could finish this game and let the bullpen be quiet and have them available for game 2.
Big bouncer foul down the third base line.
But number one, you don't want to have him throw too many pitches. Number two, you'd like to have a clean inning, which is already not a clean inning.
And of course, you can bring up the 26th man for the second game of the doubleheader. But listen, I mean, the reality of that, Ray, is the 26th man, the pitcher that you're going to bring up is, well, he's not going to be one of your top relievers, obviously. So may not be used in a tight game. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on 3-2. Well, Garcia now 1 for 4 as he heads back to the dugout.
Did have get some good news as we take a look at the strikeout. Good breaking ball. Threw him on 3-2. They hit the heck with giving up these hits, because as we always say, reliever comes in for a short period of time, and you do not want the ERA to jump up just because you're giving up hits, especially with a game that's 11-1. But evidently Ryan Buckner is supposed to join the club in Detroit on Monday.
That's a good news.
Would be great. The hard-throwing lefty. I think Jeff Ham saw him pitch down in Nashville. Been going to Stockton as well, so getting his rehabs in. It'd be great to have him back. It's Daniel Coulomb, who's going to be 26th, another lefty. But see, he was sent down. He's got to stay 10 days, or have to be out 10 days before he could stay. But otherwise, he has to go back as the 26th.
0-1 to Jose Abreu, 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice. He scored the White Sox only run so far. That was in the 6th inning. To big, strong Jose Abreu.
Just to clarify, Danny Coulomb was optioned to AAA on the 14th of June. This being the 22nd, would not be the 10 days that would be required to stay down before he could stay.
2-pitch swing and a miss on a fastball, foul tip. Back-to-back strikeouts. So probably the White Sox 2 best hitters, Garcia and Abreu.
And that's a good job by both Lucroy and Liam Hendriks, saying the heck with the fastballs and let's go and just try to pitch the game, because Engel and Anderson get on base. That was a foul tip held on by Jonathan Lucroy. And the man who's lost a lot of weight, and Liam Hendriks trying to get through this 8th inning without allowing a run.
Here's Matt Davidson, 2 strikeouts and a double for the White Sox cleanup hitter and designated hitter. Rolls that one foul back behind home plate. He's with 3 extra players, 3 bench players, Joyce, Pinder, Fegley. You would guess that they'll probably all be in there for game 2 of the doubleheader.
Yeah. We know Fegley's going to play, and I think if there's anybody that gets a day off, it might be Jed Lowry. So Pinder would probably play at 3rd and Barreto stay at 2nd. I'm just speculating. I haven't seen the lineup yet. But
well, the A's next scheduled off day is a week from Monday, so they got some games to play before then. Four in Detroit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the A's go home for the Indians and the Padres, and then back out on the road again.
5-game cameo at the Coliseum, including the 4th of July. Fireworks on the 3rd, which would be a great night.
Blocked by Lucroy. .23 pitches for Liam Hendriks. Pop up. Olsen over. Looks like he's going to have room, and he's got it. Davidson can't believe it at home plate, and the White Sox do not score. It's 11-1 in the top of the 9th inning. Bruce Rondon facing Lowry, who is 1 for 4. RBI single in the 5th inning, and then he scored a run. And Shields, Manaya, Avalon, and Rondon. That one's lined into right field. Another hit for Lowry.
And July the 4th, and fireworks have always meant 3 things: long lines, parking hassles, and tired kids. Well, that's why the A's created baseball's best tradition, free July 3rd fireworks after our 6:05 game against the Padres, brought to you by Chevrolet. Grab your phone or grab a marker and write down right now on the back of your hand, athletics.com/boom. That's right, boom. That's for fireworks. Honor of the Bay Area's best fireworks. See you at the ballpark July the 3rd. Always a great fireworks show. And expected to be the same on July the 3rd. Watch a day game on Wednesday. Enjoy whatever you want to do after the game on Wednesday, on America's birthday. And the next day, the A's would head to Cleveland.
0-2 to Chris Davis. And Bruce Rondon.
Big Bruce Rondon.
Yeah, Bruce Rondon. For 3-4 years was the Tigers' top prospect, and they thought they had a closer in waiting. Threw very hard, but he just has had injuries, and now with the White Sox. That's Josh Lucas getting ready. White Sox signed Rondon a couple weeks before spring training. And he made the team, and he gets the strikeout of Chris Davis. So Chris Davis 2 for 5 now after the strikeout.
Well, he is big, number 44, and a fastball. Actually, a changeup that a little bit down. The sinker actually at 90th looked like a changeup, but pretty good velocity for a pitch that moved that much out of the strike zone.
So here's Olsen. First pitch is in for a strike. Full shift on. Yolmer Sanchez, the third baseman, is playing right at the shortstop spot. And Olsen is 0 for 4. He's reached twice on errors by Moncada. but he'd probably like to have a base hit. The A's have 10 hits now in the game to go with their 11 runs. In the dirt, 2-1. Been a day where the White Sox have not played good defense. They have sloppy today. Would it have made any difference in the outcome of the game? Probably not.
Maybe we can look at it that the A's have taken advantage of a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely.
Because they have, and it's helped them score a lot of runs today. And of course, with Franklin Barreto.
Hit hard under the glove of Abreu, and that's a base hit for Olsen.
Nice call, Pundit.
So here's some of the defensive miscues today by the White Sox, and they've had a bunch, and it's cost them a bunch.
Who knows what this first one, if it's this one, the Olay, Moncada, and then this one in the outfield, an Olay, and then this one, another one by Moncada. And then there was the wild pitch that allowed the other run, the last run, to score, number 8. But who knows what James Shields could have done. And, you know, you could say what he could have done, but, you know, a lot of times what a veteran should do is say, hey, you made an error, I'll pick you up. He didn't do it. He gave up 4 unearned runs, and while it doesn't hurt him as far as his ERA is concerned, bottom line, errors are made, and pitchers should say, I'll pick you up. He didn't. The A's took advantage of it with the first of 2 home runs by young Franklin Barreto. 2 3-run shots.
2-0 to Canna. Mark Canna is 1 for 3. Toward third. Out at second. And that's a double play. So 5-4-3 double play. The A's get 2 hits but do not score. They're looking for the final 3 outs.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So Franklin Barreto, the hero in game 1 of the doubleheader. He's hit 2 3-run homers. So it's 11-1. The A's lead, bottom of the 9th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Josh Lucas comes in. It's his 6th appearance. He pitched on Wednesday in San Diego, and the A's routed the Padres. So he'll try to get the final 3 outs in quiet fashion. And he'll face Kevin Smith, Leury Garcia, and Yohan Moncada. First pitch. Just a little bit inside. Again, Chris Bassett is going to pitch for the A's in game 2 of the series. He'll be opposed by right-hander Lucas Giolito. And that game will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. So we'll head back to the guys in the studio. They're standing by. And we'll give you all the highlights and analysis from game 1 of the doubleheader, and they'll get you ready for game 2. We'll hear from manager Bob Melvin. Brody probably still working on getting the A's put in a different division. Probably take a little bit longer than an afternoon to get that done.
That's a beauty. Oh boy. That's looking too hard at the standings in the divisions. You know, if you comb the standings and you come up with that, I'm sorry.
So I say, if you think about things that are not going to happen.
Yeah, what's the sense of thinking about it, right?
That's the problem, though. If the A's were in the National League West, yeah, they'd be right there. But if they were in the American League East, they'd be 13 out.
Thank you. That's right. That's right.
Two and two the count. Yeah, good breaking ball by Lucas. He's got that crossfire as he throws across his body, which can be tough on a hitter, especially a right-handed hitter, Andrew Trigg style.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing we saw it in Toronto, while he may not throw 95, his delivery gives the perception of being thrown that hard, and especially if he drops down the way he does. Simber the other night in San Diego did not have the location nor the velocity.
And that hits Smith in the leg.
See, try to go over the top. Time now for the Chrysler Drives of the game. We're going to go 2 because for the first time in his young career, this young man hit 2 home runs. Hanging Cutter at 82 from James Shields. That gave the A's a 4-0 lead. But the next one was a big boy, a changeup from Avilan. And a 3-run home run on a one-handed swing. And it went way deep. Hit the steps, bounced way up high. And a big pickup by Matt Olson. Something that happened last June here in Chicago when Franklin hit his first major league home run. So congratulations to Franklin Barreto. 2 3-run home runs today of the 11 runs. It's a good day for the A's second baseman.
A 1-0 the count to Leury Garcia. There's a strike. Garcia has singled twice. He's 2 for 3. Fly ball left field. Canna comes in. Now he's got to get back. And he makes the catch. So Garcia 2 for 4 as he heads back to the dugout. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's Moncada. Moncada is 0 for 3. He reached on an error in the 5th inning. Hitting 7th today. He's spent quite a bit of time in the leadoff spot for the White Sox.
It was against the A's when they visited the Coliseum in April.
No problem for Moncada this year. Coming into today, he's had 255 at-bats. 102 strikeouts. That's a lot.
No, it's not good. No, not good. Especially for a leadoff hitter.
Taps this one toward Olson. Olson will get the out at first.
Well, it looked like just a simple play, but that was a good one by Matt Olson. We've seen him today pick a couple at first base, but being able to handle this ball on the ground ball, look into second base, watch as he looks, no chance there, then picks up Lucas, who did a good job covering first base to at least get the 1 out. Good job by both. And there's your mound visit. Take it. It's in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs.
I don't think you can carry it over even in a doubleheader.
Not the doubleheader either. Nope, you're right, Cut.
So here is Yolmer Sanchez. Now timeout called as Jim Wolf was not anywhere near being ready. He's putting his mask back on.
He's probably telling Jonathan Lucroy, you know, I've got the 2nd game off. What are you going to do? Luke's got the 2nd game off also, but he'll be on the bench.
Jim Wolf could be at Gibson's on Rush Street by 7:15. Not that there'd be anything wrong with that either. That's a compliment to
That's right.
Jim Wolf.
And the reason,
we
talk, that's right. Nice dinner after working the first game at 310 local.
Canna hustling over, and he's not going to quite get it. So 0-2 the count to Yolmer Sanchez.
Well, they have Seagulls here also, okay?
Oh yeah, they're going to be super confused.
Oh, they're going to be
in half an hour.
so upset. They think it's a day game and they're going to have the full run of the stadium, and they're going to be so shocked whenever another game starts.
This one's drilled toward the gap in right center. Nobody's going to get it. It one-hops the wall. So coming in to score is Kevin Smith to make it 11-2. So Yolmer Sanchez, his first hit is an RBI double.
2 bad pitches in this inning by Lucas, and one hit a batter. Then another one was an 0-2 pitch that was crushed to right center. This pitch, the breaking ball, just hung. And sure, Jonathan Lucroy hoping the ball would be bounced, try to get him to chase, but instead it hung, and that's just a one-handed swing, ball in the seats. But with a runner at second base, he's going to score anyway.
Well, Sanchez gets his 30th RBI. Here's Adam Engel. Lots of movement. Breaks down and into Engel. Engel dropped a single in the left center field in the 8th inning. In first strike. Those night games just now getting started in the East Coast. Nice block by Lucroy. That one bounced way out in front.
Well, even in the 9th inning with a big lead, Jonathan Lucroy doing his job, just sacrificing his body, getting in front of the ball, taking it off the chest protector.
Lowry waits. He's got it. Throw across, and that is in time, and that's the ball game. So the A's, who are swinging the bats big time as of late, they do it again in Game 1 of the doubleheader as they beat up on the White Sox. And Sean Manaea, right, his 7th win of the year, and he's back in form, and that's good news.
Yeah, the great news about it is the fact that he is pitching so well in the month of June, and maybe learned a lot in the month of May when he did not pitch extremely well, but he does today. Frank Loboreto, a lot of support with his 2 3-run home runs. First multi-home run game for him. And in front of Manaea's Mania crowd. All of them here to watch their boy from Indiana pitch great.
All right, time of game 3 hours and 4 minutes. And the final score in Game 1 of the doubleheader. The A's over the White Sox 8-2. It'll be Bassett and Giolito in Game 2. Time now for A's Post Game Live.